Yeah, what's up, freedom lovers? This is Marcel back again with another video. And actually, I recorded this video already, but something went wrong with my microphone, so I just wanted to watch my own video, and it was all recorded but without any sound. So now I have to do it again. This video is probably a little shorter than the first one, because I have to repeat myself, and I'm not actually a guy who likes scripts so much. I'm more a spontaneous guy, and I have some notes here, but yeah, I don't want to repeat exactly what I said in the previous video, because the way my mind is flowing, my thoughts are flowing, I just like that. So yeah, I'm back here with another update. I was saying in my previous recording that I was stuffed up from a beautiful Mexican pizza I had in one of these beautiful restaurants here, but I'm also fed up with the current political situation, as you know, and this is also the reason why I'm doing these videos. I'm here on Zanzibar for a very good reason, and many of you who follow me know why I'm here. Obviously, yes, I have a job, but also I came here already in April this year and spent 6 weeks on Zanzibar for a certain reason, because I wanted to escape the COVID madness, correct? So yeah, and what have I been doing the past few weeks? I was exploring Stone Town, I was exploring the island a little bit further. That was really cool and interesting, and I'm here at the Hyatt Hotel. Yes, and it's a beautiful hotel. I've been here before, you know that. And beautiful day, it's pretty hot at the moment. That's why I'm actually here, because in our compound there is a power outage. They are fixing something for 8 or 9 hours, and me as a Western guy, I cannot really stand the heat. Even I lived a long time in Southeast Asia, I should be kind of used to it. But here the thing is, in Zanzibar, it is only actually 31 degrees, which is quite moderate actually. It's not like in Dubai or Riyadh in Saudi Arabia, where you have easily 46, 48 degrees. But over there it's a dry heat. But here the thing is, it's the humidity plus a high UV index, and you can really feel the sun burning. The sun here is much stronger than, let's say, in Singapore or Jakarta, Kuala Lumpur or Hong Kong. You certainly have the humidity of Hong Kong here or Singapore, but you do not have this kind of burning sun. The burning sun, which is really, it's crazy. Everybody who came to Zanzibar during November, December or January can confirm this. So the sun is brutal. It's a brutal sun, a high humidity, and you have 31 or 32 degrees. So this combination makes it very uncomfortable for me to stay in a compound where the aircon is not working, no water supply. So I came here to the Hyatt because they have air conditioning here, right? So that's the reason basically. And also when I ride my car from my place to town, and from town back to my compound, I have an air conditioned car, right? So that was my logic. Yeah, and I had lunch at a beautiful restaurant, I forgot the name, beautiful place right at the waterfront, and had a nice drink. It was the ginger lime lemonade, ginger mint and lime lemonade. A very, very refreshing juice. It was very tasty, very yummy, for only like $2. I had a nice Mexican pizza, which came in an oval shape. I haven't seen that before. That's something funny, something out of the box, something for me to consider. I'm a chef, I work here also in this hotel on the other side of the island. So yeah, and before that I went to the post office, had to change some money, and that was very interesting also, because this is an old colonial style post office from the 19th century. Yeah, pretty old building. And then it's funny to see these letter boxes, and yeah, and these old mailboxes. I don't know how old they are, but this is the charm of Stone Town. These old colonial style things, which you do not see anywhere so much anymore in the world, right? And probably you have to travel to the Caribbean or something like that, or maybe to Cuba to see this kind of, it has really its own charm. Even everything is very old, and not only that, everything is also rotten basically. It's really, really run down. And this is because, yeah, it is a poor place, you know, there's not much money here, but the potential is great. I've been saying so many times that this place has a really great potential, yeah? And if you just prop up these buildings here, you know, then it would be looking so much more beautiful, like they did in Singapore. You know, when you walk down the streets here, it's really nice, it's really cute. These old alleys with these buildings built very close to each other, where you basically you live in one building, you can watch the other person in their living room, right? There are also so many abandoned places, you know? They're just empty. Yeah? This is amazing. I mean, there are so many empty buildings here. If you are a real estate investor or coming from the hotel sector, or you want to open up a hotel here, you can do that, I think. There's so many empty buildings, you renovate them, you prop them up, and this is exactly what Western people love. They love to hang out in these kind of facilities, in these kind of places. The Hyatt Hotel is one of these places. Yeah? It used to be an old government building, but the architecture is from, I think, Portuguese times or Arab times, I don't know. Stone Town or Zanzibar is a very, very cultural rich place, a lot of heritage here. You have the Arab culture, you have the Indian culture, you have the Portuguese culture, you have the African culture, you have the British were here, the Germans were also in Zanzibar like for 40 years in the 19th century. It's very diverse, so there's a lot of heritage, and you feel that when you're here, when you walk through these alleys. You know, this is for me as a European always amazing, even though we have this kind of stuff in Europe, like when you go to Spain or Portugal, you know, you can find these, find similar things. And when you walk down the streets here, sometimes you really feel you're like in Portugal, you know. I mean, I've been to Macau in 2006 for the first time, and I remember at the time it looked very shabby and old, run down, similar like Stone Town. Macau was a Portuguese colony, and then I came back in 2018 and it changed a lot, you know, like in Singapore, you know, where these old British colonial buildings are still there in place, and they got propped up by the Singaporeans, so it looks very nice. You know, when you travel to Temple Street and stuff in Singapore, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so this is what I've been doing, enjoying my freedom. There's no lockdown in Zanzibar, and I hear that there's also no lockdown planned in the near future. Of course, I'm kidding. Nobody talks anyway about that stuff here, but I hear really bad news about Europe, especially Germany. And what is going on over there now is really a disgusting thing and disgraceful. And I actually don't want to talk too much about it. Of course, obviously, I have contacts in Germany. I know what's going on. I read the news also, and unbelievable. It's just yeah, I'm at the right place, I must say. It was the right decision to come here. So if you want to come here, I tell you, here's complete freedom. Yeah, as you can see, I mean, there are no restrictions here. There are no lockdowns. You can walk around freely. You don't need to show any vax record or proof of vaccination, or you don't need to wear a mask or any of that bullshit, you know. You can walk around and behave like a free human being. That's a good thing. Yeah, I mean, we have more tourists in town, that's true. You can see that compared to like May or June this year. But I talked to a few locals, and they also said, yeah, it's not at the level like 2019, of course. And I don't think this is going to be happen again, because due to these travel restrictions now, you know, and other things. And oh my God, we have this South African strain, so dangerous. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So you better stay home, right? Up to you. Of course, we all know this is another scam, because these people know that a lot of protests are going on in the world, especially in Europe. And my shout out goes to the Dutch guys. They are really brave hearts, like what happened in Rotterdam the other day, or in Den Haag. This is exactly, what needs to happen, in my opinion. I'm not a fan of this, but I can understand the frustration. Let's put it like this, okay? I'm not in favor to burn motorcycles or bicycles, or I'm not in favor of smashing windows. That has nothing to do, because these shops or motorcycles or cars, they belong also just to other people. It's their property. But on the other side, I can understand the frustration, absolutely, 100%. And it's the same with me, even I'm very far away, but I know what's going on in Europe, and they're closing in, and there are a lot of protests, which is good. And the elite knows that, they are not stupid, they see what's going on. And also this vaccination thing, this apparent vaccination scam is now more and more becoming obvious. People are waking up and they see and they know that, for example, in Great Britain, around 80% of the people who are over 60 years old who got infected by COVID are fully vaccinated. How come? Anyway, if you are smart, you figured it out a long time ago, right? And this thing is worrisome for the elite also, somehow, because they don't like to have people waking up and seeing through the scam. So they need to come up with another scam, right? Like, they're bringing now the South African variant, the Omicron variant, to the game and to the playbook, So that's also nothing new. I think a few months ago they had something similar, like something came from South Africa, I remember, and then there's this other thing from India, right? So many bad things happened in India, and India was so bad and everybody dying, right? Then we talked to a bunch of Indian people in India, and we told them the story and said, hey, what's going on in India? And they told us, I don't know what you're talking about. Nothing is going on here. I think this whole stuff is only happening in the media. Yeah, anyway, so crazy. There's one of my older YouTube videos from March 31st, 2020, last year. That was March 31st, 2020, when I was in Phuket, in Thailand, and that was just 2 weeks after the lockdown started, right? And I remember in this video, you can look it up, it's still on, I say that this COVID campaign is a media campaign. It's a media campaign, it still is today. But anyway, I don't want to talk too much about this. I also want to share a little bit about my latest discoveries here. The other day we went to Prison Island, which is a small island off the coast of the main island here, Zanzibar. And apparently it is called Prison Island because there used to be prisoners at the beginning of the century. It was like a prison island where they put the prisoners, but honestly I don't recommend actually to go there, because you don't see anything. There's not much to see, and there's not even a real beach or something. There's a little place when you arrive with the boat that looks really nice, it reminds me of Krabi in Thailand actually. But other than that, you can watch these giant tortoise, that is really good. Giant tortoise, big and old. They can become like 100 years old and even older. You can touch them, you can feed them. It's really fun, it's really nice. I remember I've seen them in zoos around the world, but you cannot touch them, you cannot get close to them. That's really cool. So they have these tortoise over there. But besides of that, there's nothing much. And actually, our tour guide, the local guy, his name was Barak. Barak told us told me that actually Prison Island never used to be a prison island. I don't know why he told me that. Maybe he was just bullshitting me, or maybe he was telling me the truth. Because he told me, let me tell you the real story, because most of Prison Island is being sold as Prison Island, and apparently all the local tour guides, they tell the tourists that they used to be prisoners, but I don't know, Barak told me that was not the case. It was just a story to sell the island to the tourists, you know, like, I mean, I can understand. You have to sell your destinations here to the tourists. And if you call it a prison island, then it's much more attractive. Then you just call it Coconut Island, right? It's nothing special. Who wants to go to Coconut Island? It's very common, but if you call it Prison Island, you know, everybody is interested, right? So, but that was still an interesting trip, though. Wouldn't go there again. And we also had dinner at this restaurant. It's called Cape Town Fishmarket. It's a big restaurant, huge, very nice, very nicely located at the waterfront, and it is surrounded by a street food market where they serve street food during the dinner time and the evening time. So it's kind of cool, even though I would not recommend to have the street food here. I got advice from other people here, from other expats, who say be careful, the food is not safe. I can imagine that it is not safe, so you have to come to your own conclusions. Yeah, use your common sense. I normally have no issues. I lived 10 years in Southeast Asia. You know, when you live in the jungle of Malaysia or in Indonesia, nothing can kill you anymore. Almost nothing. I remember the first time traveling to KL in 2005. Honestly, I was disgusted what I had to see. And I was hungry walking down KL roads. And it was hot, it was February, it was hot, like 32 degrees. I was hungry, I roamed around the streets, I saw the street food vendor, and I observed what they're doing, what kind of food they cook, you know. So they cooked everything in the wok, open air, and then I saw this little lady sitting on the floor washing the dishes. So I said, no, I don't eat here, that's too dangerous. And I ended up having my meals for 3 days in a row at McDonald's, good old McDonald's. I know it's ridiculous when I think of it today. It's just crazy. 3 days in a row McDonald's, but at the time I had no other choice. But you know, after a while I got used to the food and everything. But here in Africa, in Zanzibar, be just careful. Nevertheless, to come back to this Cape Town Fish Market restaurant, yeah, that's a nice location. A lot of expats hanging out there, or tourists. And it's beautifully located at the waterfront, where you can see the sunset, you know. So we had a nice table there in the corner, and you could film the sunset. We took great pictures, and all these local folks there hanging out at the beach and jumping into the water, you know. This is like a happening. So it seems like the entire street, the entire Stone Town is hanging out at the beach and watching the sunset. There's a lot of activities happening, and a lot of crowds and a lot of people. Not like in Germany right now, where it's very cold, but also cold in a different way, right? Like a lot of lockdown. And not in Germany, but in Austria and in Slovakia and in Holland. I hear they now have to close everything at 5 p.m. and in Germany, pretty sure they start to lock down. Yeah, give me more lockdown. We need that. I don't need it. No lockdown here. Everything is open. And then, yeah, so that was a really cool experience. Cape Town Fish Market restaurant, you should go when you're here. Restaurants are open, by the way. Nobody wants to see a bloody mask. Nobody wants to see a bloody vaccination proof or anything. You just come here. When you're hungry, you walk inside, you take your seat, you order your food, you eat, and then you pay, and make sure you leave a little tip, right? For these beautiful, friendly, and nice, warm-hearted people here in Zanzibar. And also, the other day we went to the local market. And I forgot the name of this market. As usually, I'm not very good with names. You know, I have to hear a name at least a dozen times until it sticks with me. So that was also an interesting experience, because here in Stone Town there is no shopping mall, right? And then I figured out the market actually is their shopping mall, and this is how it's supposed to, or not how it's supposed to be, but how it used to be, right? And here you can get literally everything, you know, like really everything. I think one of the most popular items here is for the women, for the local women, are these eau de toilettes and perfumes, which they bring from Dubai and stuff, you know. So when I was walking down the road, it somehow smelled like in Saudi Arabia when you walk into the shopping mall, you know, this typical Arabic style perfume, you know. You guys who live in the Middle East or lived in the Middle East or worked in the Middle East, you know what I'm talking about when you enter the shopping malls there, or you enter a perfume store. Some people don't like it. I also, for me, it's a little bit too much because they have weird smells and stuff, you know. It can get really weird. But this road smells like that, you know. But it was funny. And then also the food they sell, the fish and stuff, that's really dangerous, I believe. In terms of hygiene, so I wouldn't buy anything there. I highly recommend not to buy, at least when you are a foreigner. That can get, I think, I'm a chef, I know what I'm talking about. So I strictly advise you not to buy from there. You have to, at least you have to be very careful. Very smelly also. It's like 33 degrees and humid, and the fish is just lying there. You can imagine, right? But other than that, it was very interesting. It's a huge market. You can get anything. Like I said, it's the local shopping mall, and this is where people shop around vegetables, fruits, herbs, and other herbs and spices. That's great. I saw avocados big like this. That's crazy. I have never seen such a big avocado. I don't know where this stuff is growing here. Yeah, anything you can buy there. Laptops, smartphones, obviously not the latest iPhone, of course, but you get second-hand phones, and you can get decent stuff. You just need to look around. So you can get all your stuff there. You can find shoes, of course, everything probably made in China and stuff, but I mean, you have to consider where you are, considering the location, you know. You can find your way around, and you can see it on the video also, how it looks like. This is a different world, you know. It's not like New York or London or Dubai or Singapore. Then what's the point of being in New York or Singapore now? Look at Singapore, what they're doing over there. You cannot even enter a shopping mall without a digital registration. As far as I know, when you want to enter any restaurant or shopping mall in Singapore, you need to show your smartphone, and they scan an app, right? So there is no entry without registration. It's like in a prison camp, right? I mean, I love Singapore a lot. Let's say I loved it a lot. I considered it my living room. I love the city really a lot, but when I see what's going on there right now, this is not what I want. But here in Stone Town is not Singapore in terms of luxury and this and that and cleanliness and safety. Singapore was safe. But here you have freedom, you know, freedom. This is much more important than some bloody shopping mall with overpriced food. Yet with a functioning air condition, yes, but if I have to show proof of vaccination or any other crap just to enter a restaurant and a shopping mall, then sorry, that's the wrong place for me to be. It's not what I'm looking for. I rather prefer to be in this place like Stone Town, where I have the same weather like in Singapore. The sky is blue, the ocean is turquoise color. I have my palm trees here. I'm sitting in a beautiful hotel, which is not overcrowded, by the way. What do I want more? And I have my freedom, no restrictions. You know, that's why I'm telling everybody, come here and enjoy your freedom. I have to go back now, yeah. And wishing you a pleasant week ahead. Today is Sunday, my off day. When you see this video, it's most likely Monday or Tuesday or any other day, depending how busy I am. I'm pretty busy right now. I'm getting really busy these days, and yeah, that was just a little update. As you know, I try to have the content of my video a little bit mixed. You know, I want to show you Stone Town, Zanzibar. I want to introduce a little bit also the things here, but of course, you know, I also will talk about what's going on in the world, especially the political stuff. I cannot shut my mouth about that. I will not. So you will in the future hear more comments, and I will comment on these happenings, of course, because I am here because of this. Yeah, this is also part of the reason I am here. Why I took the job here. Yeah, because here I have my freedom, and I can live I feel like being a human being, you know. So anyway, I'm checking out now. Thanks for watching. Leave me your comments. Thanks for all your comments, by the way. I like to read them. They're really great comments. I have no stupid people giving any stupid comments. I'm very surprised. Probably my videos have not so much views anyway. But anyway, thanks for your comments. Get in touch with me if you need help with anything, information about Zanzibar. Call me, text me. You cannot call me because I don't have my phone number, right? But leave me a comment if you need assistance with travel arrangements, visa, this and that. I can help you out. Any kind of other information. I had the other day a guy contacted me asking me for jobs in Zanzibar. Obviously, that's gonna be a little bit difficult depending of the industry you're working in. I'm from the hospitality industry. I'm a chef. You know, I was really fortunate to obtain a job here. Certainly there are opportunities, you know. I mean, if you are a digital nomad, I think you can also work and live here, you know. You can do your business or any other kind of stuff. Let me know if I can help you, please. I would like to help you. Let me know. Hit me with your comments, hit me with your suggestions, questions, anything. And I'm gonna see you in the next video. Yeah, until then, Karibu Sana, as we say here in Zanzibar. Take care. Bye bye.